believe as a cultural institution that such knowledge should also be captured within the curriculum, so that somebody doing a course on management or human resource, there should be some knowledge imparted into such learners on various courses. The way we teach, I'm also a teacher, when you are teaching, say, human resource, there should be some knowledge of administrative law somewhere. It's not among the main, but basically to impart some skills to the learner, that when he goes to an office, he's able to know the difference between public and private. What to strike that out, issues of criminality, crime, and what have you. So we feel that as a cultural institution, will push books and others to develop curriculums to ensure that such knowledge is very critical. As we speak right now, we have issues. When we are studying, some of us introduced some time back, in the barrier here, we used to have forests where we would go and sit and read. We had what we call Uhuru Park. Uhuru Park, which is adjacent to, I think, the high. You would go sit and read. There were trees in summer. Listen, I'm talking about the breed. Currently, as we speak with the new leadership in these cities, you no longer see where you can sit down under a tree and what? Read. We feel it is very important to inculcate such knowledge to our learners to ensure that when they exit the university, they have some level of formal skills to issues of environment outside the boardroom or outside the trainings. We, as a cultural institution, were also kind of disturbed with the absence. You know, in the past, when you circumcise, the trees were acting as circumcision yards. Circumcision yards, even when it was heavy rain, the leaves and branches were sufficient enough to ensure that they protect the candidates being circumcised from the effects of sun and what have you. Currently, we have people who are now convulsing as a result of being circumcised in the open. So for us, we want again to fully associate ourselves with today's theme, that knowledge of reading is the right knowledge that MOBs and others like UNESCO are pushing across Masaba. Say we fully associate ourselves with this. As a cultural institution, we pledge that we shall carry this knowledge back to our clans. We shall ensure that we assemble, we invite our clans at the cultural institution. Through a few tips, we can invite Madame Feti and others to come and communicate to them, so that this knowledge is not restricted to a boardroom of this kind, but it's able to permeate, cascade down there into communities, into our people. You know, knowledge only becomes meaningful once it is shared, shared across the school. I was here briefly, but I left for balances and come to come up with a program. As a cultural institution, we are encouraging Bamasa to form associations, to embrace government programs, to get scholarships from the cultural institution. So we use such platforms to talk to the Bamasa who are here, that the cultural institution is trying to push for scholarships, bursaries. The Umukuka 3 recently, when it was in the United States of America, the Bamasa committed to ensure that they are going to raise about $120 per person on an annual basis. And that money will go a long way in supporting the education of needed learners in Masaba. We work closely, and I think back to between the students and the administrators, such a matter can be extinguished properly through negotiations. I think when I'm not of the environment, grading the environment, as you have every said so, it is very, very critical. We are no longer having firewood, because you have issues with, you have the food, but you are lacking the what? The firewood. Or you have little money, so should you pass it out between the firewood and the food? No. Let's ensure that this knowledge, our learners, when they step outside here, they are able to ensure that they have the necessary knowledge as far as protection of the environment is concerned. We, members, I want to bring it to your attention. We have decaying morals, even in schools. Decaying morals. In our culture, guests of honor, in our culture, we do not encourage women to eat chicken. Yes, that is our culture. Chicken is for men. Yes, chicken is for men. That's the cultural perspective. So don't eat chicken. It's an offense to say you are chasing, you want to chase at the cat head for the female. No, it's not allowed. So take a note of that. That in Koko Yawasaja, Nyama Chi Yawakazi. Let's respect our culture, including decent dressing. Do not whistle. Whistling, I was in Kabale, I see the Bachiga. They are the ones that whistle. Bachiga women, they whistle. Don't do it. Because for us as Mamasa, we do not encourage whistling. Whistling is for only men. Because it is a demonstration of masculinity. Is it masculine what? Features. So for you, a lady, no whistling. That is ours. No versatility, no go areas as a culture what? Institution. We also encourage you to have good manners. We may be disturbed on what action to take. I should be a well-behaved what? Person. But the moment you are a liability to an institution, any small error like this, any small error, they will say, yes, God has now brought him. So let's ensure that we are well-behaved. Normally, you'll have your master to retain you to give you a job here as a lecturer or PhD for that matter as a lecturer. But in essence, what will keep you around will be your manners. The manners. The papers are just an entry point, isn't it? But what the rotation will be a basis of manners, meaning you are able to work, meaning you are to your work, you are the best, even when you are not paid your salary. Because sometimes you can have salary delay. And why should you become a problem because salary is delayed? So let's ensure that we have good manners as students, as lecturers. Let's be humble, let's have the necessary skills.
I think testament is the presentation that we have had. We have had projects where staff have supported students to work on some ESD related activities, which has been abstract, but I am happy you here today to make ESD clearer to us at our different levels. We have partnered with UNDP. Annually they come here and we carry out tree planting around the community. We also planted a number of trees in the secondary schools in the region. And we have also partnered with Ministry of Water. They usually have an annual water week where they spread awareness about environmental sustainability. And community cleaning, we have also partnered with them as both staff and students. We have also embarked on project-based learning, enabling students from different disciplines. That is those in procurement or those in Bachelor of Business Administration, in world sustainability challenges. And we have tried to look at ways in which we can explore strategies of reducing and managing waste. Members of the annual Women in Climate Conference, Women in Climate Conference that is hosted in Nakawa. A number of us were part of the people who pioneered this initiative. So it occurs every year. This year we're having the 5th one. It has gone on for 5 years. And this is hosted under the MOBS Environment Center. Then now, for MOBS in its entirety, and also for the campus, I believe through this workshop and the sharing of our partners from UNESCO, we will get more guidance on what green skills are, more about education for sustainable development, ESD, and look at how we can partner or work together in co-designing some short programs, or regional championships, carrying out further research projects, and so many other things. Because in today's rapidly evolving environmental landscape, all graduates must be equipped with green skills. And every job, whether you are a procurement specialist, an accountant, an economist, you must be equipped and aware about ESG principles, sustainability principles, so that you can also contribute to a meaningful economy.
Is greening education, greening higher education, greening schools, greening businesses. You know, we are now talking to people who deal with figures. Greening communities and greening our minds. And I think that's the first step. The first step is greening our minds. So, I am an educator. We have educators here and the students, and I think we need to remind ourselves about education.